Greetings. Don't forget to hit the bell for all notifications if you haven't done so already. Such a family is shown to us by advertisers every day on all channels of the country, but for almost all people who see this, such behavior seems to be feigned, the smile is fake, and the family is artificial. And it seems that now the director will say stop filmed and these nice people will begin to swear and behave in our understanding more naturally. Please answer me, how many couples do you know who live in perfect harmony not only in public, creating an illusion, but also inside their nest? Many people are sometimes unable to hold back the illusion in public, right? But why is this happening? Why does a happy family cause doubts in us and seem to us not sincere? The root of evil is much deeper than it seems. Let's figure it out. A girl was born in one average family and they named her, for example, Efrosinya. From infancy, Frosya grew up in full confidence that her parents were people who had already reached the level of divine consciousness. Later, of course, she would block the channels and forget about it, but so far this is an unshakable truth for her, which is the basis of Frosya's program. And therefore, in everything she relies on the wisdom and experience of her parents, not even suspecting that, in terms of development, they are stuck where their own channel with the source was turned off. In general, the maximum that they have mastered is how to survive and exist, and even that is clumsy. Frosya was going to grow her spacesuit, surrounded by love and harmony, but more and more often she heard the abuse of her parents, first behind closed doors, and then scandals became a common part of Frosya's family life. Frosya studied without sparing herself and absorbed all the skills that her parents gave her like a sponge. What to say in a quarrel, how to manipulate and get what you want, how to treat each other in the family. Frosya learned all the lessons perfectly well and was ready to apply them in her adult life. She's a good student. The speed of making new connections in her brain is from 600 to 700 per day. It's great, Frosya, compared to her parents, who form 1 to 2 new connections a day, just an automatic machine and a learning genius. You say, Frosya is completely stupid? Can't you tell the good from the bad? No, cannot. And where is it installed, good and bad? And by whom? Frosya has no examples, except for the behavior of her parents. Frosya has no critical thinking and experience of comparison. She completely relies on the experience and lessons of her parents, because they know better what world they brought her into. They are mature and formed. And if they do this, then Frosa needs to do the same. It is obvious. Time passes, Frosya grows up, scandals turn into fights, tears and screams are already a common thing in the girl's family. However, inside Frosya is rejected. She subconsciously knows that this is a distorted society. That this has nothing to do with love, harmony, happiness and development, for which Frosya came to earth. By adolescence, Frosya comes with a load of resentment, disappointment, panic attacks and a sense of injustice. A transitional crisis is coming. Breaking. And after the complete acceptance of the type of behavior of the parents and putting on their sundresses on themselves. Bravo. Bravissimo. Give Frosya's family a Nobel. You have reached the pinnacle of your craft. Frosya is a hysteric, a brawler and a crybaby with low self-esteem. She will demand love for herself and throw tantrums more abruptly than her mother, because children are always better than their parents in any endeavors. And at the other end of the city, a boy was born in an average family and they named him, for example, Benjamin. Venya, like Frosya, grew up in a family with dubious development, stuck at the level of survival. And Venya quickly learned to fight, lack of respect, going to a neighbor, and ira for salt, and most importantly, Venya learned to quit and leave. A little bit, legs and arms and run, it became the motto of Venya in the cell responsible for the family. Venya hardly saw his father, and everything that he took from him, he kept very carefully and waited for an opportunity. The upbringing of his mother undoubtedly brought Venya only benefit. He learned to block testosterone surges in himself and forgot how to be decisive and courageous. Or maybe he never did, who knows. Most importantly, he realized that all people are bastards and they must be condemned and discussed. Mother will not give bad advice. So Frosya and Venya grew up until they met and experienced internal stress, which they instantly mistook for love. Indeed, in their families, love manifested itself in this way. And now broken Frosya and Venya go down the aisle and create their own family idol with swearing, scandals and slamming doors. And a curious kid grows up in their family, absorbing lessons like a sponge and preparing for a conscious adult life in order to show himself in all his glory. The curtain. This is just one of many examples of human behavior patterns. Of course, in this story, one could begin to blame Frosya and Venya's parents, if one simple thing is not understood. Their parents, like their parents, were also children and absorbed exactly what they were given. This chain is endless until there is an exit from this vicious string. Now imagine how many broken people there are on Earth, how many of these people will give life to new people. Feel the scale. Everyone who screams in the corners that a transition to a new level is underway, that we are ready for transformation, and so on either does not feel reality or pretends to be. What to do with it? Of course I'll tell you. Every person is the master of his own life. You must understand and realize this. No one will do something for you that will help you be happy. This is your happiness, not someone else's. Nobody but you needs it. No one is able to get into your head and change your settings. After all, they are only yours. Let's now see if you have extinguished negative emotions and feelings that you have been carrying since childhood. Close your eyes and imagine yourself small. You are 5 to 6 years old. Look at this baby, come to him. Squat down and look into his eyes. Now tell him he has nothing to fear anymore. Tell him that no one else will hurt him, that now you will protect him from all adversity. Hug your baby. Feel its inner manifestation. Now tell me, how did you feel? Please pause and write. Everything that you have felt is the feeling of you as a child in relation to the world through your parents. Perhaps this is the fear of being bad, unrecognized, offended, humiliated, the fear of showing oneself, the fear of uniqueness, resentment, anger, sadness, and through this not to stand out, to be like everyone else. And the biggest thing in the background is self-pity through an unfair attitude. Tell me, what can such a person convey to a new soul in this world? Now that you know your enemy, you can get rid of him. Work on yourself will take a lot of time, perhaps several months. But this is nothing compared to the pain that you have experienced over the years, and this will allow you to finally become happy. The Eye of God project is not aimed at entertainment, but at helping you. Use what I share with you. Today I ask you to do something for yourself. Take a pen and a sheet of paper and write on it in a column all those negative phrases that your parents told you as a child. This can apply to any area that does not necessarily concern you personally. For example, in a store, when you wanted candy, they told you there was no money, or your parents scolded someone from their environment in front of you, and so on. All of these are negative attitudes. Write down everything that could affect you, any subtext, everything that you can remember. Take some time for yourself and dig into your memory. When you write down all the phrases, read them and pay attention to your feelings when reading. Feelings are very important. Now you need to replace these settings with your own. Cross out the phrases in turn, and next to each of them write the opposite or the one that you wanted to hear instead of it from your parents. At the same time, during the strike-through, say mentally a firm no, I do not accept. And while writing your phrase, be sure to experience exactly the feeling or emotion that it carries or that you would like to experience when you hear these words. Ideally, work out each phrase as a scene from childhood, as if replacing memories. For our brain, time does not exist and it does not distinguish the past from the present and the future. Therefore, over time, the brain will simply begin to believe that the settings are true and really happened to you. It's an amazing process. Check it out for yourself and be happy. That's all I wish you. Take care. I love you.